G'day guys, MFWest here, and today we are talking about patch 8.2. Now, I haven't posted a video in a very long time, and the reason being, I just want to let you guys know, is that my father's been he was diagnosed with small cell cancer, and in a matter of 9 months, he deteriorated and has passed away as of last week. So, the last 3 months pretty much has been really hectic, and yeah, just been spending a lot of time with him and being there for him, and me and my partner have just been dealing with everything, and it's been a really tough time for me. But I am happy to see that patch 8.2 patch 8.2 has been released in terms of its content, and there's a lot to talk about, which is awesome. And I will be getting back into the swing of things now. I will be focusing on, in this video, just reacting to everything patch 8.2 related, not everything, but just reacting to most general things and not going into too much detail. I don't want a huge long video, okay? So let's get straight into it, guys. So everything in the last week has come out. They've talked about 8.2, the new raid, all the things coming in 8.2, and this is one of the first things that I read was what Blizzard had to say about M+. And I think some things in here are really good. There's a lot of points to go over, but they're going to be fixing a lot of the trash, rebalancing. This I am extremely excited for. Blizzard is really excited to add more rewards to M+ seasons, like titles and mounts. Thank you. They said that at the latest in 9.0, maybe something in Season 3. Like that, why haven't they introduced like rewards similar to Mr. Pandaria, where you can get transmog and everything mounts, and the transmog was amazing for doing the challenge modes, but this is something they should have done from the beginning in Legion. I don't know how it's taken them almost 2 X-packs to actually figure this out. No new base fixes until 9.0. That's good, I guess. They're going to be removing a few of the one or two complicated combination of affixes. They don't like the combination of affixes. That's another thing. Motherload is a huge problem, and Blizzard is uncertain what to do with it. Yikes. Yeah. That's a... Considering rebalancing CCs. Okay. Shadow Meld is definitely... I don't know if you guys have been watching MDI, but Shadow Meld is a completely huge issue right now, and everyone in MDI was basically using it to skip reaping. So that needs to be fixed. No plans about re-rolling keys, which is kind of unfortunate. Mechgon will be split into 2, very similar to, I think, Upper and Lower Karazhan. That's really awesome. Residium will not reset, so you can start stockpiling, but I believe that it will be a really large amount. So even if you do save up, you're going to not really be that close to it, I'm guessing. How can they just let you save up all the way? Blizzard is happy with total gold cannons. That's very funny. Mythic cash at the end of the week is 5 item levels lower than Mythic raid. I'll just try and explain that. And they're going to rebalance the amount of Azeroth you get from everything. No gear swapping, unfortunately, guys. Now, these actual patch notes regarding these classes have actually been released. Outlaw Rogues and Protection Warriors saw nerfs, and Guardian and Vengeance DHs saw buffs. Very weird buffs. A lot of my friends said the Guardian buffs weren't really that amazing. Time will tell, and we will see. We'll have to see. But they haven't announced anything else yet. The actual buffs and nerfs of classes will only really go into detail when it gets a lot closer, and I believe 8.2 is set to come out June, maybe July. I've heard people even saying late May, but we'll see. June probably seems like a more reasonable day. Next thing is unfortunately the gear. I say unfortunately because it's atrocious. Like, how can Blizzard get rid of tier sets and put such little effort into these? So these are the cloaks that you get for being a gladiator. Yeah, it's a pretty cool cloak, I guess. Here's the cloth. It's got that piratey vibe, I guess. Piratey kind of like... This reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, when the Davy Jones crew, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, they have all like the tentacles and shells all over them and whatnot. Yeah, you get half your eye taken out. So that's for the aspirant. Here, the gladiator. So if you become a glad, you get this looking armor. That doesn't want to make me become glad. Here's the male. Again, very underwhelming, very basic kind of like artwork. It's just so underwhelming. Where are Blizzard spending their time in? This is the plate. Like, what? Yeah, I mean, that's very... What is that? You can't even see our face. Like, guys, this looks like a freaking reindeer with his little antlers coming. I know it's coral, but... Yeah, that's... I guess. It's still so basic. There's nothing going on in the armor. There's no animation. It's just plain old boring armor. So the PvP set, very underwhelming. Let's go into the mythic and raid content. So this is the cloth. I guess the cloth has a lot going on here. The helm, whatnot. I guess that's kind of cool. Heroic and normal, very underwhelming. Kind of similar to the PvP ones in general. Obviously they are the same. Leather. Yeah, this reminds me of that mail armor that hunters had in, I can't remember which expansion. I think Cataclysm. But, not a huge fan of mail. Never really am. Oh, sorry, that's leather. Sorry. That one's pretty cool because it looks a bit like green, like Unholy. But yeah, and then you have Mail, who is just I guess you could use some pieces from the LFR set. And now we're on to plate. Yeah, very yellow, very Ret Paladin-y kind of feel to it. Again, it's just underwhelming, guys. Very disappointed with the armor. Yeah, so that's quite sad. Next up is a huge topic, and it's the raid and whatnot. So with 8.2, 3 main things are going to come out. I guess 4. A new Mythic Plus dungeon with upper and lower like positions. You're going to have the Crucible Storm, sorry. The new raid with what's it called? I guess Ashara's Eternal Palace. That's great. It's got 8 bosses, and that will be interesting content to do. You've got the new minor and major essences that are going to be added onto our neck, and those are something that everyone's talking about. And then you have access to in PTR right now, this very second, this very day. And the last thing is a customizable trinket, which we're going to get onto here. So the Mechagon trinkets. When you start questing early on in Mechagon, we're going to get a trinket, and it's going to have 3 slots in it. You can choose to put which gems you want in the in each slot, and each gem gives you different abilities and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. They're called like punch cards. That's what they're here. And each of them do different things. So the yellow punch cards give flat stats. The blue punch cards are very interesting kind of mechanics, and the red punch cards are just damage and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. I like the customization feel of that. We'll see. This is all subject to change. Remember that, guys. And we'll get onto the essences soon. So that's the trinket pretty much. People like the idea of it. I mean, it's cool, I guess. Different. So here are the weapons from the raid. Okay, so this is what we'll be using here. 1H axes and... yeah, these are 1H axes. Daggers, we don't care about daggers. Pretty cool looking, I guess. Pretty basic. Very basic kind of model for the shields. There's a green one here. Crossbow, I don't know how that is a crossbow. I like this dagger here, that's quite nice. I do like the shield, but they could have put a lot more color into these. They're quite bland. Oh, sorry, these are fist weapons. Oh my goodness, these are fist weapons, but this would be a cool idea for a shield. Yeah, like, it's just, they could do so much more. It's so basic. Like, Blizzard, come on. Glaives, yikes, sorry, DHs. 2H maces, I like this one here. That's about it, really. I could think of a mod I could use with this for. The pole arms. I want to see how these like look on, you know, on characters. I actually really dig this stuff here. I like the look of it. It's basic, but it's nice. I think I could think of a lot of transmogs to do with my mage and whatnot. But these are the different shields. Yeah, it's okay. Int staffs here. Int wands. Again, not too crazy. Mechagon weapons. These are pretty interesting looking. Get some cranks out. Imagine smacking someone on the head with one of these. I don't know what these are. Shock coils. And these seem to be shields of some sort. And then we have an energy rifle. And then you get these really cool looking weapons, like a sharkened trog femur. That's a weapon. It's like a stick tied together with some serrated edge. A carving, what do you call them? A butcher's knife, I guess. And then, yeah, these weapons here. Pretty interesting, pretty weird. Nothing like, whoa, that weapon, I need to get that. That is a weapon I need to go for. Nothing too nuts. So, alright, now we get on to the essences. So, I've done this on PTR currently. You log in, Magni tells you to go into the Heart of Azeroth. You go there, and on the PTR, you can pretty much buy all the different essences you can put into your neck. There's a major and 2 minor essences. When you hit 55 neck level, you will unlock the major neck essence, and I believe a minor, and then the next level is 65. Don't quote me on that. It is subject to change, and I'm not sure if I'm actually correct on that. But yeah, major and minor. Now the major one, each class has their own major essence, and this is our current major essence. So here it is. It's called the Vision and Perfection. Now this is our passive for the major power. It is your spells and abilities have a chance to summon 1 Army of the Dead Ghoul for 15 seconds. When the Vision and Perfection activates, the cooldown of Apocalypse is reduced by 10 seconds. Minor power reduces the cooldown of Apocalypse by 15% and increases your versatility by 82. Let's just discuss that first. Okay, so our major power is that we can summon an Army of the Dead for 15 seconds. Okay, I've tested this on the PTR. It's not really working very well. The ghoul stays sometimes for too long. Sometimes he doesn't even stay for very long at all. So it's buggy. And now every class, they're basically focused on every class's main source of power. Rep Paladin's Wings, Assassination Rogue's Vendetta. Now the Assassination Rogue one is quite amazing. They have a chance to, it's very similar. Everything's to have a chance to apply Vendetta, the base time for Vendetta on the target, and a chance to reduce Vendetta cooldown. Now this was only proccing, this Army of the Dead thing was only proccing every 1 to 1.5 minutes that I saw in about 10 minutes that I tested it. So I really do hope that is proccing more, because that's very underwhelming. An Army of the Dead Ghoul for 15 seconds, and it's not proccing mages. Okay, if it was summoning a mage every time, then maybe it's kind of cool, but it's not. It's just summoning a random ghoul, and yeah, that's just pretty underwhelming. I hope they do buff this. Of course this will change. They've got like a month to fix this and tune, but it seems like this is going to be a huge deal for a lot of classes, and if your Vision and Perfection isn't strong, then your class will not be in the meta. So let's hope that they fix this. And the last thing is, when you activate Apocalypse, immediately heal for 5% of maximum health. Okay, so in Arena, I wonder how this is going to interact with Necromancer's Bargain, because that PvP talent already reduces the cooldown on Apocalypse, and if we can reduce it further, we're going to be getting a 5% maximum HP heal every time we use Apocalypse. So you can see the kind of thinking that Blizzard is doing by focusing on summoning ghouls, having pets around. That is Blizzard's focus for Unholy, is having a lot of ghouls around and getting benefits for having ghouls around. Okay, having an army of undead. That's pretty much their vision for us. So this is the other essence you can get, is Clear Your Mind and Tune Yourself with the Heart of Azeroth, increasing your runic power generation rate by 100% for 10 seconds. Okay, I haven't tested this out, and your spells and abilities have a chance to refund 50% of the runic power spent on them and immediately heal you for 9.6k. This could affect Frost Decays a lot. Frost Decays have a very mundane and boring rotation, and I think this could help fill the boringness and the low APM of Frost Decay, but we'll see. And this is Frost Decay's major thing, is your spells and abilities have a chance to activate Empower Room Weapon for 40% of its base duration. Reduces the cooldown of Empower Room Weapon by 15%. Okay, so we'll see what this does to DKs. I don't know what the end result will be, but trust and rest assured I will be on top of it and be letting you guys know as soon as things happen. Okay, so that's the main things. We can go through all the essences, but there's so many. Offensive and defensive and utility essences. I heard there are even essences that you can use Shroud. So a DK could put in a minor essence that could give us the ability of Shroud. Okay, that's awesome. We can get Treants. We can get Cheat Death. So in M+, you want to have like a kind of like a spread amount between your team, which is awesome, so we don't have to rely on rogues and boomkins for these abilities. Okay, so that's really sick. I'll keep you guys up to date, everything related to Death Knights and Unholy. So thank you very much for watching the video. I have plenty more videos focusing that I'll be focusing on in the future, and I think I got 2 M+ videos on the way soon. Okay, so stay tuned. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter at MFWest WoW, and of course stay unholy. Peace.